As I grow in notoriety and as a speaker and as a person, I'm always honored that now other people are advocating for me. A great example of that is recently Encore, the founder of Teachable, recommended me to be a speaker for a huge education summit. I hear that we're the disruptors. Because we're going to be talking about how to do online school versus traditional school, and that might take a lot of people out of work. I'm interested to see how I respond when I'm surrounded by educators, because there's a part of me that is a little sad that I left this school. Although I'm still educating people in trade and travel, I'm educating thousands and thousands of people who are then able to impact their families and build legacies. I'm still educating, but it's a little different. So this will be interesting. One of the things I really loved is we came into a luncheon and I got a chance to hear Duolingo speak. And I actually was completely thrilled by just their growth. I think they had like no profit for 7 years, and last year they made $190 million in profit. Just to see their growth over time just made me so excited. And on top of that, they have come up with an innovative way to figure out how to teach dual languages. And of course, you know me in Puerto Rico, I'm definitely downloading the app. But the thing about it is that they're also looking at data to figure out how to teach better. I'm an MIT girl at the core, so I'm like, oh my gosh, how cool is it that they're using data to figure out how to better teach different skill sets? So I'm already excited. Like, it's been great, and it's the first event.
I think it would surprise people to have you two at the largest education conference in the world, which this is.
Hey everybody, my name is Teri Ijeoma, and I'm so excited to be here. Mainly because before I quit to be a trader in travel full-time, I was assistant principal of an elementary school. So it is so fun to actually be in a room where we're talking about education, but now I've taken that skill set and become an online course creator, and I'm teaching people about this passion of investing and trading, and I've become the #1 course on Teachable, which is a platform for online courses. So super excited to be here. Teri Ijeoma, founder of Trade and Travel. I think for me there's two parts of creator. There's the curriculum creator and course creator, where I had to design a curriculum, figure out the best way to teach people how to invest, how do you make it simple, how do you make it engaging, and how do you address different learner types. Like, there's the online course creator, but then there's the CEO run a business creator. So there's the marketing content, how do you put stuff on Instagram and YouTube and grow a following. So all those two things I think are part of being a creator.
I think there are some things that YouTube will never build. YouTube will never build, let's say, classrooms. There's a lot of education on YouTube, but they'll probably never build that level of details that Teachable has built. So what we think that's going to happen is a lot of creators will make money on YouTube, and then they will make money on another platform that's for education. We'd like it to be Nas Academy, I hope. And so, the idea is that, or Teachable, or Thinkific, or Kajabi, there's like 10 options right now for monetizing knowledge. So that's why we're very excited about this, because no big social media platform is expected to build it anytime in the near future. Because it's a lot of little details, and especially because it's cohort-based learning. I think the future is not selling video files. You cannot go to someone and say, give me $50 to show you a video, while there's 50 million videos for free on YouTube. That's not the future.
Yeah, and I think we'll see several different platforms pop up depending on what is that niche or what do you want to go deliver. I agree on the cohort-based courses where it's that's gonna be much more engaging than just video files, because not only are you getting communities, now you get to connect with people who are going through the same challenges as you are, and that bonding experience is really powerful. It's getting to realize at least in a sense, it's oh wow, a bunch of other smart, qualified women face the same challenges as me. And the second part is accountability. And I don't think we pay enough attention to that, but that's actually huge. MOOCs typically have completion rate of less than 5%. Cohort-based courses have it of 85% or higher. And it's the power of peer pressure.
The thing that makes me really good at teaching investing is all the mistakes that I made as an investor. And I think that that's the piece that my students love to hear. They love to hear okay, Teri, what's your biggest loss? How did you get over that? okay, how do you have risk management? And I can tell them, well, I was in Thailand, and see what had happened was I didn't look at my trade, and but that's because I have experience. And I think that's why teacher creators are so important, and we can connect to people in a way that others can't. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It was so fun. Yeah, it was. I'm so glad we did that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Really impressive. I mean, you got like this kind of like charisma.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
As the founder of Trade and Travel, the overall school is called Invest with Teri. And there's different arms. There's Trade and Travel. There's the Master the Trade Conference. There's all these little pieces. I have another thing called Bible's Money Secrets underneath that one school. So I'm running a school and running over 7,000 students in that school and managing them. All of those things came from my experience in education. The fact that I was assistant principal and did operations, I know how to run logistically to make sure that things operate smoothly. The fact that I was around teachers and talked about curriculum, I know how to make sure that the curriculum is engaging and that we cater to different learning types. There's the auditory learner, there's the visual learner. How do you make sure that everybody's understanding how to trade? My students actually say one of the best things about me is that I'm a good teacher. And I think that comes from the traditional side of education. I think that right now, the online course world is definitely needed. We are essential because people are at home, people are learning in different ways. There are people like me who have been in the field and can actually teach you from experience. However, does that come at the expense of college? Does that mean that you don't need a university? And I will tell you the truth, I don't think that's true. I don't think they're exclusive. I loved my experience at MIT, like literally loved it. Had I not been removed from Texas, I think that my world would have been so small. There's so many things I don't think I could ever exchange. Even the fact that it's on my resume opens doors to me. There's networks that say, hey, I see that girl went to that school, that makes a difference. So I don't think they're mutually exclusive. However, I do think we're disruptors, and that's gonna play out in all different ways in these upcoming years.
I'm Elena Onaway, and I am the founder of Brownstone Girl.
But how old are you now?
I'm still 12.
You're still 12. So you're 12 years old. You just did 2 semesters at 2 different schools and an internship, but you killed it because you made like all A's and B's except you said
1 B, 3 A's.
How did you get to graduating by 11?
So my homeschooling was just going fine. I was doing a duo learning. I was in my regular primary school, I was in homeschool doing them at the same time. So it's like I had extra classes plus regular classes, and they all added up to me being able to graduate.
Do you want to be like so young going into your other degrees? Like I know you were like, you'll have this by 15 and you'll have this by your PhD by this age.
I don't think I really based it off age.
Okay.
I just looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm not really looking at the age part of it.
And just go. Okay. And the reason I asked is I was just wondering, did you want to take any like gap years or like sabbaticals or anything like
We
that?
talked about a gap year because I asked her. I actually just asked her if she wanted to take a gap year. And she was like, no,
Just get it done.
I want to go. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
I mean, you're in education mindset right now. You might as well keep going, but at the same time, it is something. Okay.
Yeah.
So today, like, shake off everything that's been done in the past. Step into the room in this next 3 days with your mind made up of what you want to see. And if you can come out of this with what you want to see, then you can move forward from there. I was in education and nonprofits for about 10 years, and then I decided like, man, I just really want to do something different. And I used investing in stocks as an exit strategy. I needed about $300 a day to replace my income, so I did it and quit, started traveling all over the world and afforded it by trading stocks. Now I teach people how to do it.
Female financial freedom. It is what we all want.
In my course, I have a thing called the $1,000 in a day club, and I was teaching 1,000 people to make $1,000 in a day, and we hit it earlier this year. We taught over 1,000 people how to make $1,000 in a day, so we're making $1 million in a day that can change lives.
Yes.
So we just got a chance to interact with Shelly Zales of the Female Quotient, and I am literally blown away because they have such a broad network. They are literally mobilizing and working with women all over the world. When I told them about trade and travel, their minds went to so much bigger than I could even imagine for myself. They were like, oh, we need to teach women in Uganda and Nairobi, and how do we make sure that this is global? So one of the things I've been currently thinking about was, how do I scale? And you guys saw in my other videos, like I've been figuring out what's next. So I'm thinking about live events where I teach the curriculum live. What about if we put the curriculum in universities and now the students in the university get a chance to also learn how to trade? Like, how can we take this as a vehicle and not make it stagnant in one type of online course? I'm excited to just see what this develops into. So right now, out of our 7,000 students, 80% of them are African American, which of course is cool to me because I feel like African American communities have not been able to access this kind of education in the past. However, there are many people who need this knowledge. So what's really cool for me now is, like, how do I open this up to a more diverse audience and see more people all over the world using this content? Continue to follow this journey as we take this to the next level. I'm excited to see it too, so this will be fun. Also, make sure to follow the Female Quotient because they are doing some really amazing things all over the world. And females are, we rule the world, right?